Hi, I'm Radhika from the Mindful Dog, and today we've got a really special guest with us, Dr. Abby Tipler. She's going to be talking to us about the pros and cons of desexing our puppies. So, Abby is a small animal veterinarian, and she's been practicing for over 10 years now. She also has her memberships in small animal surgery from the Australian College, and she attends seminars worldwide, seminars and conferences worldwide. And so Abby is a perfect person to talk about, what is this all about, desexing our dogs. There's a lot of confusing information out there, and there's even conflicting opinions from vets. So no wonder it's difficult for people to make a proper decision on whether or not to desex their dogs. So let's start with the positives. What are the pros of desexing our puppies?
Well, firstly, there is the obvious and very important reason of reducing unwanted litters. Thousands of healthy dogs are euthanized in Australia every year, roughly 16% of all puppies relinquished to the RSPCA. Secondly, sex-exacerbated aggression or dominance issues, especially in male dogs, can make your dog a little bit more difficult to manage. Furthermore, desexing after the behavioural problem has developed may not result in automatic resolution of the problem. Desexing at around 6 months helps to reduce those behavioural issues that can come on with puberty. It can also reduce those other undesirable behaviours such as inappropriate humping behaviour, territorial urine marking, barking, and difficulty training because of reduced focus on you. Behavioural issues are very important, especially as around 70% of dogs that are euthanized are done so due to behavioural issues. There are a few 6 specific benefits that I'll now discuss. In females, pregnancy itself can actually be very risky. There can be complications such as problems delivering the puppies, mastitis and hypocalcemia, and in the worst case scenario, emergency surgery is sometimes even required. Also, heats in female dogs can be quite messy. They often bleed for several days, which can stain furniture and carpet. You may also see behavioural changes during these heats, such as restlessness, humping, aggression, or difficulty controlling around other dogs. It can be very difficult to adequately confine a female dog on heat. Entire males can smell them from a long way off and will go to great lengths to get to them. In terms of health issues for females, early desexing has been shown to be very protective against mammary neoplasia, a very common type of cancer. It also completely eliminates the risk of uterine infections that can be fatal. Uterine infections, in fact, will affect around 25% of females who are not desexed. In male dogs, as well as the important behavioural issues, desexing significantly reduces the risk of them developing prostate problems and testicular cancer later in life.
So clearly many good reasons to desex our puppies early on, from the obvious, trying to prevent unwanted puppy litters, but also preventing potential behavior issues or health issues from arising later on. So why is there still so much doubt around it? Why are there still these conflicting opinions out there, even from vets, about desexing our dogs?
Well, unfortunately, desexing can increase the risk of obesity. It is extremely important to reduce calorie intake from immediately after the procedure and to ensure regular exercise. There is also an increased risk of hypothyroidism, canine cognitive disorder, otherwise known as doggy dementia, in later years, and in desexed females, they are more prone to urinary incontinence. Finally, desexing leads to a delayed closure of the growth plates. There is some evidence to suggest that this may increase the risk of hip dysplasia and cruciate ligament disease.
Interesting. Yeah, definitely worth mentioning those cons as well to get the full picture. So in your years of working as a veterinarian and a surgeon, and in light of the current medical research that's been done, what's your personal opinion on desexing?
Well, with female dogs, it is clear that the benefits of desexing, for example, reduced risk of mammary cancers, uterine infections, and behavioural issues, greatly outweighs any of the other risks. I recommend desexing your female dog at around 6 months of age, as the risk of mammary cancer even increases significantly after the first heat. With male dogs, desexing is also an excellent idea to reduce behavioural problems and prostate and testicular disease later in life. The only question with males is the best age. Basically, if your dog has no sign of behavioural issues, your backyard is 100% secure, and you have excellent control of your dog both on and off the lead, then you could wait until around 12 to 14 months until your breed of dog has fully grown before desexing. This may give you a reduced risk of joint issues later in life, whilst still maintaining the other benefits as discussed previously.
Oh wow, yeah, you've definitely changed my opinion now on when to desex my future male dog. So I'm still looking forward to getting a new puppy, and I've always gravitated towards a male dog, and preferably medium to large breed. So what you just mentioned regarding, you know, the delayed closure of the growth plates, and then the risks for hip dysplasia and cruciate ligament injuries, you know, that's definitely something that I would consider then to delay the desexing. And as a dog trainer, hopefully I know then how to manage that issue, you know, to make sure that I can manage any behavior issues so that my dog doesn't become a complete nuisance, which would be really bad, being a dog trainer, bad advertising. So yeah, just to round off our talk now today, Abby, can you tell us a bit more about the procedure itself?
The procedure in female dogs usually involves the removal of both the uterus and the ovaries. Most veterinary surgeons become very familiar with this procedure as it is performed so commonly. Usually the incision can be kept quite small, and the ovaries and uterus are hooked through the incision, then sutured and resected. The complication rate is very low, however every surgery can carry some degree of risk. Risk can be reduced by following your vet's pre- and post-operative instructions carefully. In male dogs, the procedure is called castration and involves the removal of both testicles. This procedure is usually very quick and is generally considered to be less complicated than the spay procedure in the female dog. Again, the incision is usually very small and the complication rate is extremely low. And if you're worried your dog might lose that manly look, I'm not joking when I say there are now nuticles, which are fake testicles that can be inserted into the scrotum prior to closing. Apparently, they are all the fashion in America.
Heaps of useful information there, Abby. Thank you so much for joining us here today to go through all the pros and cons of desexing our dogs. Definitely something that, you know, it's one of the big decisions that owners need to make during the lifetime of their dogs in regards to health and well-being. So it's important to sort of I especially liked your well-considered personal opinion as a veterinarian and a surgeon, because that's really something of great value to people watching, I'm sure. That'll really help them to make a better decision for their own dog. So yeah, I'd love to get you over again to come and join us again to do another video. So, but in the meantime, where can people find more information and more good, you know, insights and advice from Dr. Abby Tipler?
There are a few articles on the Puppy Tales website, which is www.puppytales.com.au. So I've written about a few doggy issues that people can find on that website.
Great. Okay, we'll have a look at that one. Okay, and I look forward to seeing you again here with us. Thanks again, Abs.
Thank you.